What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we're continuing with our 12th house series, and we'll be talking about the moon in the 12th house and how it affects a person having that in their birth chart. If you don't know, the moon represents our emotional response to things, our subconscious thinking, our dream life, our relationship with our mother. The 12th house represents imagination, isolation, spirituality, things behind the scene. It represents other countries, foreign cultures. Alright? So, when a person has the moon placed in their 12th house, it can indicate that they're highly sensitive and emotionally guarded. It also can indicate that the relationship with their mother may be unconventional in the sense of the person could have a relationship where they felt that they had to take care of their mother and their mother didn't take the time to nurture them, so on and so forth. B, a situation where the mother was maybe institutionalized or may have passed away and the connection with the child was lost, and from that the child had to learn how to deal with their own emotional baggage and needs, and as a result started to guard their emotions and push them to the back, which ultimately is the 12th house. So it's a lot that we can see from here. But the thing about the 12th house is that the energies here are unconscious and they need to be made conscious. So if a person blocks their parts of their feminine aspect, right, or emotional being, this is going to start to work against them. And out here in the real world, that can lead to never really fully being committed in relationships, self-sabotaging your relationships because you're afraid to open up emotionally. And that's part of what the term self-undoing means. So people with certain 12th house planets have tendencies to do things that sabotage themselves, is the best way to put it. Okay? So to work with this energy and get it conscious and out of the 12th house, the best way to do that, with this being moon and that being the feminine aspect, is through your children. Okay? This is a strong karmic indicator. Because here it suggests that, the person needs to break a cycle here. A cycle of parenting. Right? If it wasn't given, if certain things weren't given to you, the same thing is not supposed to happen to your child and the child after that. Cycles have to be broken. Okay? So, by the person who did not receive love and affection growing up, and they choose to not give love and affection, they're not breaking a cycle. The energy is remaining unconscious. And how it can work against you negatively, like I said, another way is anger, right? Moodiness, emotional sensitivity. These people may, and they won't show it out, but maybe when they're all alone in their isolation, just have a really good cry and cry about all the things that they're bottling inside. Okay? So, like I said, one of the best ways to bring this out is through your children. If this was not given to you, give it to your child. Love them. It's the easiest way to break it. Second, it's through your career. This is an awesome position for a nurse, right? And I'm gonna say a nurse, but like just any caretaker, any caretaker. It'd be a teacher, anybody who like wherever you do, and you take this 12th house moon, and you use it the right way, you'll always touch somebody more, like change, have a life changing experience for somebody, right? So say you're just a let me see, a teacher, right? Say you're just a teacher at some academy for troubled youths, right? And you have a 12th house moon. You're that teacher that those students are emotionally tied to. Like, no matter where they go, the way that you treated them, they'll always remember it, okay, internally. You that's one of the gifts you can have on people, and no matter what field you do it in. Okay, it's a gift. You have the gift to really be able to nurture people and make them feel at ease. All right. I'm doing a little study of comedians, and comedians so far from the comedians charts that I've gathered, it's a lot of moon in cancers I've seen, and definitely 12th house moons, right? Regardless of the sign. I've seen out of the ones, I think I've seen 3 12th house moons, and I'm seeing how that gift is playing out. Okay, so keep that in mind. The next thing you can do here is you can write. The moon with a well placed Mercury. Yeah, I don't really see what sign Mercury being in here really wouldn't help you. But for instance, all right, say you have a Mercury in Aries, right, and you have this moon in the 12th house with the because it's enhancing the imagination and the dream life, and the creativity flows. You may be a person who writes romantic war novels. You dig me? Or even movies, scripts, anything like that, right? You infuse it with your Mercury, and it flows out because the mind needs to express itself. So these are natural. These are natural poets as well, but more so I say diary writers. More so diary writers. All right, these guys, they need to get it out. That's another way to purge oneself. So keep in mind everything I'm saying here. But this moon in the 12th house, you definitely want to learn how to escape, and come back fresh. Because what happens here is that the mind, when it's under too much pressure, doesn't know how to balance itself. Okay, and because this is somebody who can have a lot of, psychic ability if cultivated well, and so many other things, right? So the mind picks up so much that it can easily become unsettled. So you definitely want to have your time to escape and come back fresh and renewed. All right. Another thing I wanted to say is that if this is you in your chart, or you're doing this chart for somebody with moon in the 12th, you pay attention to the aspects, because negative aspects here can say a lot as far as the person just having issues of impulsiveness or psychological paranoia. It's a lot of things I've seen with this position if aspected wrong. So pay attention to that. And ultimately, as I always say, meditation. Okay, moon representing the mind, 12th house representing spirituality, is like it's a go. It's a natural. Alright? You meditate, and the psychic um, openings are just gonna be flowing through you. Yeah, I kid you not. I kid you not. There's many gifts here, and just to veer off a little bit, this can indicate somebody who has very strong telepathic ability. It's just because all depending on sign as well, especially when it's in the water. But this moon here is highly connected to the other realms. So meditation is a must. It's a must if you wish to ascend spiritually. Okay? Now, speaking of spiritually, the person here, dependent, especially going on, seeing what's going on in the rest of the chart, 5th house and 9th house, especially, can really make for a really religious person or a devoted religious person. So, traditionally, a 12th house moon would represent a nun, or nowadays a female pastor and things of that nature. So it's a lot going on here. It's a lot of potential here, but the cycle has to be broken. All right, you have to. If you still have access to your mother, you fix that relationship with your mother. It will only enhance things. If it's at a point where it can't be fixed, fix it through your own procreation. All right. So this is my interpretation of the moon in the 12th house. If you haven't subscribed to my page, feel free to do so. Until next time, peace.